This is Journal Entry, episode 4, and I am back. I've taken some time off. I might be a little rusty with this video. I haven't recorded in some time, so just wanted to give you a heads up, and you might hear some cat meowing in the background. But I had to take some time off. I had to just be still, because I felt like I was running, standing, and I was running, but going nowhere internally, right? And so there are moments where you have to take time to create internal progress. You have to. And this is what I did. It's funny because the one thing that you avoid the most to do is often what you need the most. And that was the case. I needed to slow down. I even tried Tai Chi. Or no, not Tai Chi, Qigong. And it's every now and then, I mean, it's been some time, right? It's been some time, but every now and then I take a break off everything. I feel like I need to, even though I don't want to, but I feel it's something you need. Because when you're on go, you don't really get time to be with yourself. Your focus, your energy is always on something else, your business, your goals, whatever it is. So unless you actually give yourself time to slow down, to grab a freaking pen and pad and write down, how are you feeling? What are you going through, right? What are these lower emotions that are surfacing feeling? What are you feeling, right? What are these lower emotions? And that's what I've been doing. There's been so many realizations of stuff I've either not been aware of or I've forgotten about. And through this time, I've been able to give myself that time to freaking heal. Because you can really I can really only take my clients and the people I work with as deep as I've taken myself. So you got to live what you preach, right? In so many ways. So that's what I've been doing. I had a releasing moment, I think it was last week, where I came back from the gym. And when I work out, for some reason, I move a lot of energy. And I came home and I was feeling like shit, just depressed. Like this wave of depression came in. I'm like, where is this coming from? I was feeling okay at the gym, but once I got home, it really hit. So I sat down. I grabbed my pen, my notebook, and I wrote down, at this point in my life, I feel, and then, boom, I started just writing it down one by one. I feel disappointed. I feel anger. I feel like I should be further ahead. And I was just digging and digging. I sat there and I just kept letting whatever came through come through. And after about 25 minutes, I hit the bell. This what was trying to come up. There was a deeply rooted unconscious belief. And it ain't the first time I've come across this, but this time I actually was able to release it fully. Meaning, I had a breakdown. I had to feel it all. And again, sometimes you think, you worked through something and it's still there. So what it was there's still, because of my childhood, because of what I've gone through the last, it was the first 27 years of my life, there was a deep-seated belief that I was a fuck up. Why? Because again, all the things that were coming through, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I did it, but what really got me to believe that was I wasn't what my parents wanted me to be. I didn't please them. If it was up to my dad right now, I'd be a bus driver. I'd be doing whatever work, because that's how that's their reality. That's how they came up. Just get a job, get a home, the American dream. And there's a lot of stuff that was planted, and I don't throw any shade on them. But there was stuff that was planted that made me believe in my grades. Guys, when I was in grade school, I was a bad student. I would get D's, F's, C's, if I was lucky, B's. I was not good in grammar school. And high school, I did horrible on my ACTs. I got a 13. I got a 13 on my what was it, the ACT? No, it wasn't the ACT. I forgot what test. But it was a low score, and I had these because of those experiences. I had these feelings of, again, I'm a fuck up, I'm dumb, I'm not that smart, because I let school dictate that for me, right? It's the ACTs. There we go. I got a 13 on my ACTs, and I remember coming home and I would hate report card day. I would hate showing my parents my grades, because my mom would be crying. She would be disappointed in me. She would just unconsciously belittle me. And it's like, it's her own stuff, right? It's her own stuff. And my mom's a great mom. She really is. But all that had such a severe effect on me, because now, as I've been unraveling all this stuff, I've been realizing just how much it affected me, right? And how much pain was created from that. Thinking, again, I was a fuck up, thinking I was dumb. And I think as much as it hurt, releasing this, wow, was there so many hidden gifts. Because I've been able to find true strength, true courage. I've been able to see how intelligent I actually am, right? Not in a cocky way, in a very wow, I've done this, that, this, what, and that's what kind of helped me overcome this. If I was truly a fuck up, how could I have left Chicago and drove to Sedona and never came back? If I was truly a fuck up, how could I have helped so many people over the last couple of years? Right? If I was truly a fuck up, how did I have the freaking balls to jump city to city, state, to state, and I really got to see my truth. But this unconscious belief, and it wasn't just my parents, it was I have trauma from cousins that would belittle me, that would call me a simpleton. And it's funny because, again, all that shit drove me to become who I am now. And it's like the process, right? The process, that's really what I've been seeing, how much it's helped in so many ways. And I have nothing but love for everything in my path, because, again, that's what it took for me to get here. So there's been a lot of releasings like that, and also just realizing I've had financial support from my parents, but I never really felt like I've had emotional support. Meaning, I was talking to Serena, my girlfriend, the other night, and it just kind of came through, right? Again, I had another release, another breakdown, and it's like I always just wanted my mom or my dad to say, hey, keep trying, keep going. In my darkest moments, right, when I felt like giving up, or I felt like I couldn't do this, I just wanted them to say, hey, we got you. Keep trying. And to some extent, they would, but you can tell it wasn't really they rather just get a job and be safe and be comfortable. And I mean, that's the way they showed their love. They just wanted me to be good. But when you're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of risk that comes with it. And there's going to be shit you go through. And they just didn't understand that I'm on my path. And this is why I had all this disappointment within my inner kid, because I've been trying to please them for some time. Again, especially the first 27 years of my life, just being there, and this chance to slow down has really given me the opportunity to really stand in my frequency and not let the opinions of others affect me in the way that I used to. So it's again, going back to what I was saying, I know this video's a little bit everywhere, but like I said, I've been recording a minute. I wanted that support so bad from my parents, emotionally, not financially, but emotionally, because there was again, the inner kid felt that they didn't believe in me, right? So it caused me to have a lack of belief. But in all reality, they were just doing, you know, loving me and helping me the best way that they could, right? It sounds a little cliche, but it's just like the truth. Like it, but it shaped me, and I was unaware of that, just how much I wanted that emotional support. But again, I've been able, because of that, give it to myself and please myself and validate and accept myself and not have to go throughout life seeking that external validation like so many of us do. Don't get me wrong, I've been there, right? And maybe I'm still working through some of that. But I'm at this point where it's freaking ridiculous. It's silly to seek external validation, right? Like, you know where it comes from, right? Wanting it from your parents. And you know that you're the only one that can truly ever validate you. And at that, like, when you seek external validation, you're not walking your path anymore. You're walking somebody else's, because you're abandoning yourself to please somebody else. But when you trust your intuition, when you trust your path, when you're willing, and you want to, that's the only thing that matters. Do you want to validate and accept and love yourself? Coming to that realization, it's like nothing else really matters in that sense, right? I have to. You have to be willing, again, to give yourself that internal validation, because you're going to go your whole life pleasing others, wanting love from others, and having others define you, right? You hear so many stories about children or the kids going to college or to lawyer school, and just because that's what their parents wanted them to do. They wanted to be doctor. They don't even want to be a doctor, but their parents wanted them to go and do that. And then I asked them, are you really happy? Right? Like, if I was a bus driver, like my dad wanted me to be, because he's a bus driver, would I be happy? No way. So that's why you can only really trust your path. And taking this time off, I took away a lot of influence, right? When you're online, you're on social media, there's influence that you're allowing in. So I needed to be with just my influence. And again, a lot of releasing. There's still so much that I haven't even shared yet. I have it all in my notes on my phone. I'll be making more videos about, what came through. But in so many ways, I've had to redefine myself. I've had to recreate myself and really see, what do I really want at this point? What I really want for myself, for my life, with, because I'm not the same person since the last video. I have a new sense of awareness. And now I got to create from this frequency, from this energy. So I'm flowing. I'm seeing where my spirit takes me. I've been learning more about the subconscious mind, going even deeper, because if you don't control, if you don't have ownership, if you don't even know what's going on in the background, right, in your subconscious mind, it's controlling you. It's running you. You don't even know it, and that's scary. And I can't be having that. I got to know who I am, and I got to define who I am. And maybe this will push you to do the same. But I hope you enjoyed this journal entry, and it's really been a time of healing for me. It's really been a time of going within and just sitting, literally just sitting in silence and listening to myself. There's a time to talk to yourself. It's a time to listen to yourself. You got to trust it and know when, right? But yeah, guys, if you don't give yourself that time to just be, and sometimes you could even just be watching a movie, and then you feel something coming up, and like, all right, you pause the movie. Hey, what is this? You go in, right? That's how a lot of my releases happen, actually. Or I'll come back from the gym again, and I'll feel something, and I can choose to sit with it or not. And every time I choose to sit with it, and I always have either a release or a powerful realization. But that's what healing looks like to me. in so many ways. Like, again, there's healing with coaching, and then there's healing with yourself, and you need both. Or, well, you don't need coaching. It's more, it's a nice support, and it does accelerate the healing process too. Especially if you're beginning, if you don't really know how to heal, but just being with yourself and digging into the emotions, questions, right? Asking really good questions into what's coming up for you, right? And you give yourself enough time. Again, I sat down for 25 minutes, literally, and then I wrote, how do I feel at this point in my life? Like all the negative shit that's been coming up. And I kept digging and digging and digging, and that's how that huge realization came through. And then you challenge it. Like, hold the fuck up. How am I that? Right? What's the truth? What's my truth? And you go and you release, and you let the spirit, you let your true self speak. And you challenge those limiting beliefs. Little by little, or sometimes, it builds and builds, and you just have that one moment of release. But that's what I consider healing. Again, I hope this helps, guys. Comment down below if it did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time.